Some voices in life cut deeper than they should. A comment, a tone, a careless opinion delivered with confidence can leave a mark. But when you look closer, you start to see a pattern. The ones who are secure, the ones who've built something, the ones still climbing with purpose, they're rarely the ones throwing stones. The strongest people you know don't spend their time tearing others down. The ones who've earned success understand how hard the climb is, and they don't mock someone who's still finding their footing. For example, the wealthy don't criticize those who are trying to build wealth. They remember the long nights, the risks, the mistakes, the uncertainty. They know the cost of improvement. So when they see someone taking their first small step, their instinct isn't to judge, it's to encourage. The fit person in the gym isn't laughing at the beginner who's out of breath. They've lived that struggle. They've been the one trying to push through discomfort and insecurity. The people who are genuinely ahead want others to rise. It's only the ones who feel behind who try to drag others back. Criticism can hurt because it feels personal, but most of the time it's not about you. It's a mirror of someone else's fears, insecurities, regrets, or the goals that they abandoned long ago. When someone is unhappy with their own effort, they look for flaws in others. When someone feels stuck, they point out where someone else is still struggling. Hurt people hurt people. And the more you notice it, the less power their words have over you. This doesn't mean criticism won't sting, it will. But seeing the source clearly gives you space to breathe. It gives you room to respond differently. Instead of collapsing under someone else's judgment, you learn to step back and ask a simple question. Would I ever say something like that to someone who is trying? If the answer is no, then their voice doesn't belong in your path. And this understanding stretches beyond fitness and finances. Students who are striving don't mock others for asking questions. Parents who are doing their best don't tear apart those who are still learning. Leaders who are growing don't belittle those who are taking their first shot. People who are committed to their journey rarely waste their energy belittling someone else's. It's the bystanders, the ones on the sidelines who jeer. It's the ones who've convinced themselves that effort is pointless who try to make it pointless for you too. They criticize because they're threatened by the possibility of someone else doing what they didn't. They criticize because it's easier to judge than to try again. Recognizing this truth doesn't remove the pain, but it adds context. And context brings comfort. You stop internalizing every comment as a measure of your worth. You stop bending yourself around opinions that were never grounded in understanding. You stop letting someone else's fear shape your direction. Most importantly, you begin to separate noise from guidance. Not all feedback is harmful. Some comes from people who care, who want to help, who want to see you get better. But real guidance feels different. It's constructive, not destructive. It lifts, not crushes. It aims to build, not break. When you learn to listen for that difference, your world becomes quieter and more supportive. The reality is, the moment you try to grow, someone will say something. It's unavoidable. But their words don't define your capacity, your worth, or your future. They simply reveal where they are on their journey. And once you see that clearly, you can move forward with a steadier heart. You can keep learning, keep building, keep rising, without letting the noise pull you off your path. We've all had moments where life knocks us down. Maybe it's the loss of a job, the end of a relationship, a mistake you can't take back, or a dream that slips through your fingers. In those moments, it can feel like the world has burned down around you, like everything you worked for is gone, and you're left with nothing but the ashes. But those ashes are not the end, they are the beginning. There's a reason the symbol of the phoenix has lasted for centuries. because it represents a truth that every single one of us needs to hear. Failure, pain, and loss are not your destruction. They're your rebirth. The fire you're in is burning away what no longer serves you. It's clearing out old habits, old beliefs, old versions of yourself that you've outgrown. And yes, it hurts. Yes, it feels unfair. But it's also preparing you for something stronger, something greater. The phoenix rises not in spite of the ashes, but because of them. There have been times in your life when you've fallen before. You thought you couldn't get back up. You thought you were finished. Yet somehow you did get back up. Maybe it took weeks or years, but you rose, and when you did, you weren't the same. You were stronger, tougher, and more resilient. That's the phoenix within you. It's the part of you that refuses to quit. It's the whisper inside that says, keep going. Rising doesn't mean you come back overnight, wings blazing. Sometimes it's one small step at a time. Sometimes it's learning to breathe again. Sometimes it's just getting out of bed when everything in you says stay down. But each step forward is proof that you can and are rebuilding. Falling does not define you, rising does. Every time you rise from the ashes of your own setbacks, you build resilience. You build courage and character. The people who rise are not the ones who never fall. They're the ones who choose not to stay down. When life knocks you down, you get to decide if this is the end of your story or the beginning of a new one. You can let the ashes bury you, or you can use them as the foundation for something new. The phoenix within you doesn't wait for the perfect time, doesn't wait for permission. It rises because that's its nature. If you're stuck in the ashes of yesterday, remember, you're not broken. You are becoming. This is a chance to rise, not just to who you were before, but who you're always meant to be. The fall may have scarred you. The fire may have tested you. But the phoenix within is ready. It's waiting for you to stand, to lift your head, to take the first step back into life. And when you do, you'll discover that everything you thought would break you is what made you unstoppable. There's an idea that's been making waves recently, and it comes from Mel Robbins. She calls it the let them mindset. And at first it sounds almost too simple. Let them. Let people talk, let people doubt you, let people walk away if they want to. Think about how much energy we waste trying to control the uncontrollable. We argue, we over-explain, we chase people who've already shown us who they are. And every time we walk away feeling drained, frustrated, and defeated. But why? Because we're fighting battles we were never meant to fight. You cannot control other people's actions, their choices, or their opinions. But you can control how much access they get to your peace of mind. And that's where the let them mindset becomes life-changing. Here's how it works. When someone doesn't call you back, let them. When someone doubts your dream, let them. When someone chooses not to treat you with respect, let them. Because the second you stop trying to force people to act differently, you set yourself free. You stop trying to rewrite someone else's script, and you finally start writing your own. See, most of us carry this invisible backpack full of other people's opinions. We walk through life weighed down by what they think, what they say, what they do. No wonder we're exhausted. No wonder we feel stuck. The let them mindset is about dropping that backpack and saying, I'm done carrying what doesn't belong to me. When you stop pouring your energy into what people should do, you reclaim that energy for what you can do. That's power. That's freedom. That's how you start creating a life that feels good on the inside. not just one that looks good on the outside. Now, this doesn't mean you stop caring about people. It doesn't mean you accept poor treatment. Boundaries are still important. Self-respect still matters. But instead of begging for someone to see your worth, you quietly decide you won't settle for less. You don't need to fight or convince. You simply let them. Think about how different your life could look if you truly lived this way. Imagine how much lighter you'd feel if you stopped explaining yourself to everyone. Imagine the peace you'd gain if you'd stop chasing after those who were never meant to go where you're going. Here's what happens when you embrace this mindset. The wrong people fall away, and the right people finally have room to find you. The noise quiets down, and clarity steps in. Instead of being drained by drama, you're fueled by purpose. Instead of being distracted by what doesn't matter, you're focused on what does. The next time someone shows you who they are, believe them. Don't argue with it. Don't try to rewrite it. Just let them. Your time and energy are your greatest currencies. Every time you waste them trying to control others, you rob yourself of progress. But every time you protect your peace, you invest in your future. Mel Robbins gave us the words, but the power comes when you put it into practice. You get to decide to finally let go and live free. Once you embrace the let them mindset, you'll realize something beautiful. Peace doesn't come when people change. Peace comes when you stop needing them to. I think we all want to live a long, full life. But the truth is, longevity isn't just about luck or genetics. It's about the choices that you make day in and day out that either add years to your life or quietly take them away. Think of your life like a bank account. Every healthy choice is like making a deposit, and every harmful choice is like taking a withdrawal. Over time, those deposits start to add up, and when you make enough of them, you're not just living longer, you're living better. Longevity isn't just about being alive at 90. It's about being vibrant at 90. It's about having the energy to travel or to play with your grandkids or to chase a dream that you still have. And the best part is you don't have to turn your life upside down. Small, consistent actions have the biggest impact. Start with your fuel. Think of your body as a machine. Even the best machines will break down if they're fed junk. So think of more whole foods, more vegetables, more water, and less processed foods. It's not about perfection, it's about patterns. If most of your meals are nourishing, your body will thank you in the long run. Next, think about movement, because our bodies were made to move, not just in the gym, but every single day. Think of the little things like stretching in the morning, going for a walk after dinner, or taking the stairs instead of the elevator. You don't need a six-pack to be healthy, but you just need to stay active long enough to remind the muscles, the joints in our heart what they're here to do. Then there's rest. You can eat all the kale there is, you can walk all the miles you want, but if you're living in a constant state of exhaustion, your body is quietly burning out. Sleep is when the body repairs, it rebuilds and resets. Protect it, guard it like it's gold, because it is. And let's not forget about stress, because chronic stress is one of the fastest ways to shorten your lifespan. And I know that we can't eliminate stress altogether, that is not reality, but we can learn how to manage it. Breathe deeper. Say no to things that drain you. Laugh more. Spend time with people who uplift you rather than bring you down. And finally, wake up with a little bit of purpose. The people who live the longest aren't just healthy in body, they're healthy in mind. They wake up with something to look forward to. Maybe it's a project, maybe it's volunteering, maybe it's learning something new. Purpose keeps your mind sharp and your spirit alive. Here's the thing, Longevity is a daily choice. It's not a someday goal. It's choosing water over soda. It's walking instead of sitting still for hours. It's going to bed early instead of scrolling late into the night. All of these things start to stack up. You don't have to overhaul everything all at once. Pick one thing, add an extra glass of water, add 10 minutes to your walk, go to bed 30 minutes earlier. Let one win start to create momentum, and then stack the next win on top of that. A long, healthy life isn't built in one moment. It's literally built in the thousands of choices you're making. So ask yourself, what choice can I make today that my future self will thank me for? Your future isn't waiting for some big, dramatic transformation. It's being shaped today by the small choices that you're making. And the sooner you start making better choices, the more life you'll get to live. Not just in years, but in quality. Longevity isn't about counting days. It's about making your days count. And that starts right now. You can't truly relax if your finances are a mess. I mean, let's be honest. Money stress is a silent destroyer. It keeps you up at night. It pulls your focus from work, from family, from your health. You can eat clean, meditate, exercise, journal, but if your bank account is constantly running on empty, your mind is never fully at peace. That's why we need to talk about financial well-being, not just as a strategy, but as self-care. Because there's no freedom without financial clarity. Now, let's clear something up. Financial well-being isn't about being rich. It's about being in control. It's about a peace of mind. It's about knowing that your choices today are leading you toward a more stable, secure, and empowered tomorrow. But for many of us, that's not what we were taught. We were taught to spend what we earn. We were taught that debt is normal, that budgets are for people who are broke, that talking about money is awkward, and so we stay silent, even as the pressure builds. And here's the cost. Our stress levels spike. Our relationships strain, our confidence slips, and we end up carrying the shame about our finances silently, pretending we're okay while we're barely keeping it together. But I want you to know something. You're not alone. Millions of people are quietly fighting this same battle, and like all self-care, it starts by facing what you've been avoiding, not with guilt, not with fear, but with courage. So where do we begin? Well, start small. Look at your numbers. Track your spending. Make a budget. Identify the leaks. Even if what you see scares you, you've already taken back control just by paying attention. Next, set priorities. Are you spending to impress people or to support your goals? Are your habits aligned with your future or stuck in old patterns? This is about awareness, not punishment. Then build structure. Automate your savings. Create an emergency fund, even if it's just $20 a month. Every dollar saved is a promise kept to yourself. And if the debt is drowning you, make a plan. Reach out for support. There's no shame in asking for help. The shame is staying stuck when freedom is one brave decision away. But beyond the numbers, let's talk about identity. Because when you take care of your money, you send a message to yourself that I'm worth it. I'm worth the discipline. I'm worth the delayed gratification. I'm worth the peace of mind that comes with financial integrity. Financial self-care is self-respect in action. And over time, that mindset changes everything. So you stop reacting and start responding. You stop hiding and start owning your reality. You stop hoping for change and start creating it. This is not about perfection. It's about progress. It's about choosing to live with intention instead of impulse. It's about building habits that serve your future, not sabotage it. So if your bank account doesn't reflect the life you want, start today. Not with a drastic overhaul, but with one committed step, one choice to take your power back. Because financial well-being is emotional well-being. It's confidence, it's clarity, it's freedom, and you deserve that. Confidence isn't something you build from scratch. It's not something you're born with or something only a few lucky people get to have. Confidence isn't this rare gem that you have to go searching for out in the world. Confidence is already inside of you. You don't need to build it, you need to remember it. Because at one point in your life, you were confident without even thinking about it. Remember when you were a kid? You didn't overthink everything. You didn't question if you were good enough to play, to speak up, to try. You danced when you wanted to dance. You asked questions without worrying if they were dumb. You tried things just because they looked fun. You weren't afraid of failing because you hadn't been taught to fear yet. That version of you is still there. Maybe quieter now, maybe buried under years of doubt, criticism, and failure. But it's there. And confidence isn't about becoming something new, it's about returning to who you were before the world told you who you should be. Somewhere along the line, life taught you to doubt yourself. Maybe someone made fun of you. Maybe you tried and failed. Maybe you compared yourself to someone else and decided you didn't measure up. That's where the disconnect happened. Not because you lost your confidence, but because you forgot it. So now the work is about remembering. It's about remembering your strength, remembering your resilience, remembering all the times you thought you wouldn't make it, but did. Confidence isn't just about standing tall when everything is going right. It's about remembering who you are even when everything feels uncertain. Confidence doesn't come from avoiding fear, it comes from walking through it. It comes from doing the thing even when your voice shakes or your knees tremble. The more you face fear, the more you remember that you're capable. Confidence grows when you keep promises to yourself. When you say, I'm going to do this, and then you follow through, even if it's messy. You don't have to move mountains, you just have to move forward. Confidence doesn't require perfection, it requires repetition. You don't need to wait for some magical day when you feel ready. That day rarely comes. What actually builds your confidence is acting in spite of fear. Taking the step, having the conversation, raising your hand and owning your value. And when the voice of doubt creeps in, remind yourself, this fear doesn't mean I'm not ready, it means I'm growing. Here's a powerful practice. Start collecting evidence of your strength. Write it down, every win, every risk you took, every time you got back up. Build a memory bank of proof that you are stronger than you think. And when doubt shows up, you go back to that list and remember, I've done hard things before. I can do this too. Confidence doesn't come from applause, it comes from alignment. When your actions match your values. When you show up for yourself. When you stop needing permission and start giving yourself a chance. So no, confidence isn't built like a house. It's not pieced together brick by brick from the outside. It's remembered, reclaimed, and reawakened. Because it was always in you. You just got distracted by the noise. So silence the noise. Remember who you are and show the world, not because you need approval, but because you finally remembered the truth.